Holy Mother Church teaches us in paragraphs 39 and 43 that we can speak about God. And it says, how can we speak about God? Because we can know God by reason alone, it means that we can explain God, talk about God using words to other people and explain that. And we must proclaim God, just like this microphone right here. I must proclaim God to the whole world. I must speak loudly and proclaim that there is a God, and I can prove it to you with proofs of the existence of God. Now these proofs that we have help us to explain that there is a God. But then the church also says our wording can get very complicated. God is simple, and yet we can really complicate things and make it very difficult to understand. And so the church says we need to purify our language when we're talking about God. Remember that we can make God into ourselves. Just right here is an impression tool. You see an impression of me. Not very good one, but it's an impression tool. Well, when we're talking about God, sometimes we bring God down to our level and we make him look like another person or a good man. And yet God is infinite. He is way over what we can understand. It's a mystery. God is a mystery. And when we talk about God, we have to make sure we don't lose that mystery. So we need to purify our language. It talks about that we need to use different types of speaking. So when I talk about God using analogies like I just did, when they're physical analogies, it's not quite the best ones, but yet they sometimes are easier to understand. But then when you get an analogy like this one where you talk about the sound coming out of this thing and you can't see the sound, it's more like God because it's invisible and you can't see it. And so there's a mystery to it. But when you talk about analogies using physical things, well then you need to purify your language. We constantly need to grow in our understanding of God so that, like the church says, we can then preach God to those who don't believe, the atheists, those who do not even know there is a God, and we can preach God to them. And so when you play with these toys, or when you even have a megaphone, you can do all types of fancy stuff with it. See? And so you do all these things and you can learn about your faith at the same time and have fun and proclaim that there is a God to the whole world.